Yeah, well, hello people on the internet. It's oh god lord. It has been too long since I recorded the last time. I feel so uneasy again. That's terrible. Ah, ah, I don't like that. Yeah, well, I think we wanted to start on extreme mode, right?
I'm home.
Yeah.
What to wear today?
Yeah, I think we want to do that. But first, we should go to the shop and buy a bunch of, stuff that we could use, like stone pillars, tornado fist, fire dash, water dodge shot, dodge attack, and that's basically it. That's the stuff we can afford. We could buy this stuff, so it just will be, sold out.
Thank you. Come again.
I think we should start with a Tycoon. Let's just do that. We start with a Tycoon on extreme and see how that works. We've already seen these parts. Yeah. Dang it. We missed it with the hits.
Only the Avatar can master all 4 elements and bring balance to the world.
Ah! Oh! Just everybody listen to Tenzin. It's, yeah. Oh, good lord, I'm so feeling... I'm talking gibberish.
It's pro bending night. Round 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe I should, tell you that, I started to watch, here, I think I will get it, Season 3 or Book 3 of The Legend of Korra. And, yeah. I'm nearly finished. Still, having to watch the final 2 episodes of the book. I think that'll be it. It's, yeah. I see now why yeah, never try to watch the show again. It's too fast paced. It's basically you don't have the in the first show with Aang, Katara, and everyone else. You had so in the last Airbender, you had a very long narrative of building up story. I mean, it got stronger in the longer the show progressed, and in the last season it was basically all just building the final story. But it were closed arcs, to say. So didn't get that feeling with Korra. It was just, it felt like one big narrative. Not so much in the first season. There was just a bunch of, not in the first season. I think that they were trying to still find how the Korra show was supposed to be. And then when it came to the next seasons, you just you just felt, yeah, it's all very fast paced, and also they just, you know, at the end of the first season, you felt like, oh yeah, now Korra is reaching up the point of the point that Aang reached at the final of his reign. So now Korra is supposed to you know, she's supposed to be in a more educated state than Aang in most parts of her story. It just, Aang was better. He just was better at avataring. You know, when Aang was like, oh no, lot of people against me. Help, we have a problem. Evil people against me. Lot of them. Oh yeah, I know. I can use the avatar state. I can control it now. Boom. Avatar state used. Aang won. Korra's just like, oh shit, what are we supposed to do? It's like 30 of us against 40 of them. What are we supposed to do? No, run, run. It's not like we have a chance. Oh, they felt very, very strongly in the third and second season. Just felt like Korra was better, you know, using the true power of being the Avatar. It's just, Korra just felt like she was not using all her potential and was just oh come on. Which is better in this game. You feel like, this is, I think, because I played this game so much rather than watching the show, I have different expectation of what what's going to happen in the show. You know? There were scenes like, oh, it's obvious she's going to use the Avatar state and going to prove herself as like, you mess with me? Especially in the spoiler warning for the third season of The Legend of Korra. Especially with the fight against the Dai Li and the Earth Queen. She was like, you're gonna mess with me, Earth Queen? Alright. I better prove you wrong. Boom! Avatar state, boom! Defeating her whole army. Problem solved. Stupid queen would never try to mess with her again. Why didn't she do that? That would have solved a lot of problems that came in the later parts of the story. And also, Korra's story was just felt too fast. You know? The first 3 seasons, they play overall, they don't even complete an entire year. Yeah? So like, and the gap between season 2 and season 3 is 2 weeks. You get 2 weeks. Nothing more. And that's just, you know, like one major problem is off. Oh, fine. Let's give our main characters a week of rest, and then boom, an even bigger problem occurs. And there's like, what the fuck? What are they supposed to do? Isn't there supposed to be character building in between seasons? Like, So you will see a change between season 2 and season 3. Felt like it's just one big, very meshed up, not very good season. Yeah? You know what I mean? It's a big problem. It's a really big problem. Honestly. It just makes you feel like you're in the wrong place. So if you compare to other shows that have went the same way, it's easy to compare to,
I feel like my chi is completely gone.
for example, Clone Wars and Rebels. It's basically the exact same premise. It stays around the similar main characters, you know? Although not too similar, so it feels like it's just a copy of the original. Doesn't. It is basically the next generation, and you throw in like finishing arcs in there for the old generation. Basically, it's very comparable. If you compare the way Rebels worked in as a, you know, as an after show for the Clone Wars, as a next part, works so much better. It's just because, you know, the characters are growing and changing in between seasons. You can see you can tell the difference. It's especially within Ezra's character, because he is obviously as the main character. He has the most character evolution. It's just, yeah. That's just normal. It's supposed to be like that.
Okay.
Nobody
Which
is
way
arguing with that.
I should ask someone on that street for help.
But the other characters build too. You know, you see changes and effects that the season finales of the former season had on the characters, and therefore they are evolving around that. And Korra is just evolving. It's just, are they evolving except for Korra? And I mean, I don't see any character evolution in Bolin till this season. I'm basically through season number 3, and they're all only 4. I know the fourth season is a bit different though, but they just went complete bananas in that season. It's just, we have to find something that we can, you know, make our characters to give them another challenge after they, you know, are so powerful now. It's just, no, you don't have to go overboard. You don't have to destroy so many things just to make it, you know, more threatening. And you don't have to nerf characters in certain aspects. It's not necessary. Just would have dealt fine. Everybody would have liked it if just, you mess with me, well, I'm back, boom. Just, if Korra would have just solved the problem within a few days too. But you weakened her. She was just nerfed too much. You know? And therefore, it just felt It felt as if something was missing. It felt as if they just well, yeah. What's the point? It completely eliminates the point of all the former episodes. But without you know, a clever story narrative twist. You know, like, yeah, well, I mean, you can compare it to what happened in the X-Men franchise. You had the first 3 films, then you had the Wolverine film, that was kind of like a bridge story to complete Logan's arc in some way. I don't know. I never understood that quite really. I think it was really good for his overall arc. And it was important to him, like giving him a standalone movie. Yeah, worked. Was an absolutely brilliant idea. Worked perfectly. And then you will gotta get like a backdoor pilot for Days of Future Past. And that works too. And then in Days of Future Past, everything changes. And that's still good. And just like, boom. The format completely is just all changed. Ah, yeah. Everybody likes those parts. Now that I know of it, I will... Yeah, trying to avoid it. And as you can see, for example, right here, damn you,
I can do this.
in extreme mode, we only have 1 life left with Naga, and therefore, getting it, boom, you are down, defeated, lost, boom. Yeah. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, well, and therefore everything. I honestly, I just. I lost. I don't know why I argued so much with Days of Future Past. Oh really? Come on! I was over that.
Serious.
Damn you! Bollocks. Complete Naga running thing is bananas. Are you kidding me?
Let's give this
I
a
dodged
shot.
accidentally, but I still changed the lane. Shouldn't that count as something, you know? At least that looked cool. Gentlemen, still gold! Why? Shouldn't it be like platinum? Naga running practice unlocked. Select chapter 2 and press... Yeah. Why not? Should I start Air Temple Island? We can do Air Temple Island in this part also. Well, we will be able to do that.
Tree blockers beat me to Air Temple Island? How is that possible?
We died.
This isn't over yet.
Wow. Why?
Tree blockers beat me to Air Temple Island?
We have full charge. We have
That's right.
we have the stun block.
That was Pam's favorite.
If the chi energy is fully charged, so why did they stun us? Rank A? That worked well. Better than I thought it would. And now you can see as what I was pointing at in the first part. What was standing there? You know? At this point, you don't have any bending if you start with extreme mode. You're supposed to beat that thing without bending. Actually, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to avoid it till you get water bending. But well, there are easier parts to do that. You know, just as I did right now. Boom. 45 hits count.
Still not enough. Oh man. That's right.
Oh, it's so easy to cross that bridge if you have firebending. Oh, love it. And something that I missed completely in my German
Spirit water.
Let's Play. There's a chest! Right here! It's the... what? Completely forgot that. That kinda didn't work. Why though? Yeah, well, we'll never find out.
Okay, seriously, my bending's never. I can't open it.
Yeah, well, how about you just change your bending style, Korra? Shouldn't that do the trick?
Come on, where is it?
And yeah, I don't know what I want to you know, tell you with the Days of Future Past thing. But, yeah.
I can feel my energy coming back. Oh, I got my water bending back.
Yep. You absolutely got your water bending back. Totally. Ooh. Evil goons. Die, evil goons. Dead evil goons. That worked. Surprisingly well. Yes, I'm only using air bending because I want to get the platinum medals.
Crush you.
And, well, it's the easiest way to get, you know, a high hit counter. Ooh, you started a counter-attack. Naughty evil goon. Silver medal! You're kidding me! That's supposed to be a joke.
Old man is trying to stop me with those berries.
If it is,
Well, I'm getting
not funny.
one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm chill with this, I know.
Gotta make sure the temple is okay.
This is,
Tenzin will blame me. if
maybe it's
something
because it's like almost 3 AM in the morning again. And I had a, you know, rough work day today, so I'm a bit exhausted. Eh. Oh, I'm so hyped for the 4th of May.
Had enough for you?
May the 4th. See what I did there? If so, good. I was supposed to work like that.
Stay there.
Let's go.
Easy. Now I get a platinum medal. Why? Done. No, what I wanted to say is that everybody would have just liked it if, you know. Now I see what I wanted to go at. Everybody would have just liked it if, you know, you see all the other characters trying to do their best with the problem in Season 4. And then Korra just is encouraged enough to, well, to become the Avatar again actively. And then she returns and proves herself to be, I am still the Avatar. And then you just do a smart little turn. Always teasing that like as that's the new evil guys. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to end in an all epic fight. And then Korra just, well, yeah, I'm the Avatar. I have the Avatar state. Fuck you. And everybody would have loved that. And then you changed the subject to, you know, the internal stuff within the group. You had so many characters you had to work with. You had Tenzin, you had Pema, you had Iggy, you had Milo, you had Jinora, you had Kai, you had you had Bolin, you had Marco, you had obviously Korra, you had Asami to work with, you had Opal to work with, you had the Beifongs, all of them. Well. That's not even everyone. You had Varric to work with. It's like, you see how many main characters that is? Oh, important characters, not main characters, but that's like a lot. A very, very lot of characters, you know? Like what I'm saying?
Hello, Korra.
If you do, congratulations, I don't. It's just, you should have pointed out all the character narratives. You could have done so much with all the characters. Just like you did with Avatar, the original show. Just give everyone their own little tale to build up these characters, to finish their arcs. Nope, you just went straight with evil, evil, evil guys, blah, blah. Bit of character evolution here and there, but mostly let's just do something about the evil guys, and Korra is still not powerful enough. Even with all the new powers she has, it's like completely meh. Completely... nah, oh well. It's, it just didn't make any sense. Like, it's... I had a lot of problem with the season 3 finale and what it caused and all other things. I mean, yeah, you can explain that somehow. But because you can explain it somehow doesn't mean it's a smart choice. I mean, spoiler alert for season 3 finale. While Korra's in the Avatar state, I know that most of the power she has in the Avatar state is used to keep her alive. I get that. But that still makes her the Avatar in the Avatar state. She could have just won by, you know, in the worst case, she could have just bloodbent. And yes, obviously the Avatar has the power to do that in the Avatar state. I mean, if normal benders, extraordinary normal benders can do it without the full moon, the Avatar's powers are increased during the Avatar state by far what the full moon does. So if you just take the Avatar as a normal bender, and at full moon a normal bender can bloodbend, the Avatar state is like 1,000 full moons. Shouldn't the Avatar be able to do that? Yes, the Avatar should. Is it maybe morally wrong? Maybe, but if you're fighting for your life, literally, why shouldn't you do everything to stay alive and not just help me, help me? Why not just fuck you, say, yeah. Use, you know, bloodbending to make him kill himself. That would be, yes, that would have been not very kid-friendly or overall friendly, but just would have made sense. She's so powerful, I mean, even if all the other attacks failed, which was completely stupid, because like brought hell onto him in the Avatar state. He was alone in the fight, and she still needed the help from an entire bloody nation to stop him. Why? And why was the poison still weaker? The Avatar state would just burn it away. She has all the bending abilities. It's yes, if she cannot use it because of a trauma somehow, why should that traumatize Korra? She went through worse things. She saw an entire fleet being just annihilated in the first season where she was younger and not a very good avatar, and then, oh boy, well, why should that traumatize you? Yes, your most that was actually what the avatar state was supposed to do. It is your final, I don't know how that's explained in the English version. I'm tired, as you can tell by the yawning. It's your final defense, yes, I know. But it still makes you so fucking powerful. It shouldn't be a problem. Why should it traumatize you? You went through worse, and that didn't traumatize you. Yes, it's good that they traumatized her to make her somehow giving her another character arc, because, well, all the other stuff that her character arc did was not enough. Why would, it's just, in season 3 she evolves in the beginning, you know? In the entire season, she evolves, basically, she goes through more evolution than Aang went through in all his 3 seasons, and Korra went through in all her 3 seasons combined. It's like, oh no, at the beginning she's like, oh no, I'm so terrible. It's like basically she's at beginner level again, and at the end she's greater than ever. And there's also more than, that's just her power growth. There's still a lot of character growth in there, and evolvement with relationships with people. With character relations. Just too much. Just, and that all meshed together with the overall narrative of, you know, of the story. Just too much for this little season. Just feels uneasy, and yes, Nickelodeon, fuck you, because you ruined the finale of The Legend of Korra. Yes, when I watched it I was young and I didn't understand the meaning behind it. And that was very sad, as I recall now. I would have loved it to see that. I would have just, if Nickelodeon would have let the creators express the idea stronger, it would have just worked so much better. I would have loved it. Even as a child, I would have said, oh, now it makes sense, you know? But it was also, it all felt like weird in the end, for, as I was young back then, to say. It was, I think it was 2014, 2015, somewhere around that, when I watched the final season. I watched the final season, it's, yeah, I think that was around when I watched the final season. And it was so weird, I didn't understand it. It was just like, they were just like, it felt like they were in a somewhat deeper relationship than friends. But obviously they were not, you know, in love. It just felt weird, something was odd with their relationship. Now that I know all the background information, it just makes me mad at Nickelodeon. Yes, it's a kids show. Remind me again, why is it a kids show? It's about death and horror and destruction and, you know, that stuff. Why is it a kids show? It's like Star Wars. It has war in the name. Why do you make kids shows with that thematic? The theme, I don't know what's the proper English description for that. Just stupid. Fucking bloody stupid. Don't. Stupid. Don't make children's stories about war. War is something that is, in real life, there's barely anything more terrible and disgusting than war. But in stories, it's almost like glorifying it. You know, you don't get the grasp of the horror and the death and the destruction in these stories. Because they're children's tale. Doesn't feel like what war is supposed to feel. It's supposed to make you feel uneasy. And just, you know, generally not well. It's not meant to make you feel, oh yeah, now I want to build a Death Star. You know? It's not what war is supposed to do. And to make a children narrative out of it just, doesn't work. Has too many problems. It's you can see it with Rebels. Rebels was made for an even younger audience than the Clone Wars. And that's a problem because, well, in the Clone Wars you just made it easy. You know, if there was an enemy, boom, just make it a droid and they can slice them into pieces. Nobody's gonna care. They're robots. But lightsabers do work the same way on humans than they do on droids. That just made all this, oh yeah, right, nobody is getting hurt. It's like, really, the only injury that is that the main characters ever get in Rebels, one, and Kanan gets it, and it's not like visible very much, you know? I mean, yeah, it's a lightsaber wound. They are not very visible. It's not like the other characters get hurt ever in any way. Just stupid. If Luke doesn't get hurt too much in a fight that is supposed to not hurt him a lot, that makes sense. You know, if it's a trap and he's supposed to be taken alive and in a good shape, makes sense that, you know, the damage Vader causes is minimal. Or it's like nothing that can't be repaired within a few hours. Like the hand cut off, it's just something that can be repaired within a few hours. Within a few hours. Not a problem. But, that's not the situation the Rebels characters are in for most of the time. They're in situations where they're fighting for death and they don't even get injured. It's not how war works. There's supposed to be more death and more injuries and more blood and overall more of an uneasy feeling. Not like, oh yeah, right, kids like that. It's just, yes, originally Star Wars was made for children. But it's most, you can get the analogy from the difference between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit was Tolkien wrote The Hobbit for his kids, but for children, but they were kids at this point, so they were young and into fairy tales and that stuff. And when they grew up, so did the stories he wrote for them. Lord of the Rings. Boom. Same thing is going on with Star Wars. The main audience of Star Wars isn't kids. Kids are not the people that buy all the Star Wars crap. You know who these are? People like me, grown up, young grown-ups, or generally grown-ups. You just have a butler, or you just have, you know, money, and just, I bought a lightsaber for over 200 euros today. Why? I like lightsabers. Is that stupid? Probably. But I don't care. I'm a Star Wars fan. So, I buy Star Wars stuff. I have 50 euro poster in here, and I have a second poster. I don't know how much it's worth. I think 20 euros is some stuff. I think, Lego models Star Wars, which were originally, when they were bought fresh from the store, few hundred euros worth. Now, as they are collectibles, they are not produced anymore. They're probably worth more. It's I have so much things. It's not like the children are paying for that. It's the grown-ups that are paying for that. So make stuff for the grown-ups, and they will spend more money. They have, they have a bigger budget. Just make grown-up stuff, and you get more money. It's as simple as that. With Star Wars is that even though you're grown up, you still feel like a child. So you buy things like a child with a budget of a grown-up. Which is why it's so successful and you can make so much money with it. If you just be smart, Disney, you could just make more money of it. It's the biggest cash cow ever created. Basically. It's unique. And that's why it makes grown-ups feel like kids and they spend money on things a grown-up would never do. But they behave like a child, so it's okay. A child can do that. I mean, no normal grown-up would pay over 200 euros for a piece of metal, for a fancy lamp. Basically, it's nothing more than a fancy lamp. Or fancy torch. I don't know what the fancy lightning stuff thing. You know what I mean. No grown-up would ever spend that on a fancy lightning stick. But we still do. Because we're Star Wars fans and we behave like stupid kids. Disney is so stupid. Honestly, someone needs to teach them about that. I don't care. I don't mind paying too much for something that it's obviously not worth. If Star Wars is on it, I'll do it. Why? I don't know. But that's the Star Wars phenomenon. We love it. And therefore we just are ready to spend so much money on it. Any other thing cannot even imagine that. It's like if there was, if there was a real working Darth Vader suit, someone would be stupid enough to buy it, or in love enough with Star Wars to buy it or so. We would buy that stuff. It's just, we spend so much money on so little things. It's just because Star Wars is on them, they're worth more. Basically, it's something that Samuel Jackson said in an interview on the Graham Norton show once. It's a pop culture phenomenon. So on the Graham Norton showed Samuel L. Jackson that he had a replica of his purple lightsaber, and Samuel Jackson said it's a lot of stuff you can do. One of them would be give it to me. Hands it over. He said, "Oh, I touched it. No, will be worth more." Same thing goes with Star Wars. It's like you have a phone. Just put Star Wars on the phone. Boom. $50 more. 50 euros. Just if it just have this Star Wars is written on it. Like, you can do that with basically everything. So just Disney, do that and don't be so stupid and just put someone in charge who loves Star Wars at least twice as much as Kathleen Kennedy, which is basically every other living being on this fucking planet. I think even the average guinea pig or the average cockroach loves Star Wars or cares more about Star Wars than Kathleen Kennedy. That you could put basically every other living being in charge, and it would be better. Just at least put someone in charge who knows, like, yeah, well, that's not going to work on Star Wars because we have something that already says it's impossible. Somewhere in another book. I could talk about that a lot, and clearly I have talked way too much right now, but well. Nevertheless, I think that's it for the video. I hope you liked it. Just leave a comment or something, and a thumbs up, thumbs down, or I don't care, something. Do something. Have a nice day, and bye.